Follow us on Twitter. Insights.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSIIGHTS.
All right, y'all.
And my man, Rick Brown, your reporter's favorite reporter, fresh off the hurricane survival list, up and ready to go, fence prepared, fence rolling, able to get in and out the neighborhood. Survival. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
It's called survival. Only the strong will survive. What's happening, Coach? Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. We're here for another Wednesday. No hurricanes in the forecast. It's just me and you, Coach, giving it to them like we always do, straight, no chaser. Let's go.
Yes.
What's up?
Man, let me tell you what's up right now. We got the SWAC championship game coming up this weekend. Jackson State. No, that's through with the memes telling everybody, all right, y'all don't need to invite FAMU for homecoming no more. What was y'all thinking?
They're gonna learn. But you're right. This is a big game in the SWAC. The last 3 years, the winner of Jackson State and FAM have gone on to the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
So this is huge, and it's being played in Jackson, which that hasn't happened in a minute.
And they have a crowd. They hold 60,000 people, and they be in there thick, boy.
Deep.
They in there thick. I mean, it's a little special up there. So, man, it's gonna be something to see. I mean, it is what it is. And we can't wait. I got a special segment.
Okay.
I was able to get some quotes from some of the coaches. So just I'm gonna share them with everybody. So you can be right there, here straight from the coach's mouth.
I'm excited about it. And it's like you said, we know, the ramifications of this game for the winner and the loser, So, we got to be ready to go in a football game like this. We got to be well coached, well disciplined, and be ready to execute in this type of game come Saturday.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed week.
You too.
Last question goes to Keith Hadley.
Thank you. Coach, you have the most prolific offense in HBCU sports, at least according to last week. I hadn't seen an update for this week, but how do you kind of keep that momentum going? We've seen this FAMU defense at times struggle against the run and, maybe some place in the secondary. How do you keep that going into this game against probably two of the best defenses in the SWAC?
Yeah, it's just me trusting the coaches that's on that offensive side of the ball and these players. We try to do a good job of putting – getting the ball to our most explosive guys. And then to say that, though, every week we have somebody that steps up. Our offensive line is doing a great job. I'm so proud of all those guys, what Coach Manny has been doing with them. So, and we're out there having fun. Anytime you're scoring points and you're scoring fast, we're having fun. Our defense sometimes don't like it because they're on the field so much, but we're having fun as an offense right now. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We got some great running backs. A couple guys that can play quarterback. Our offensive line is good. Some receivers that can go down the field and catch the ball. It's up to us as coaches to get in here, scheme up these teams that we're playing and try to get our guys in the best situations as possible. And that's what you've been seeing the last few weeks. Well, this season.
Hey, Dr. Miller. Coach.
Hey, Doc.
Coach Taylor, as always, we appreciate your time. Look forward to speaking again next week.
All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all take care.
This concludes our SWAC Football Head Coaches Media Session for Monday, October 14th. Just a reminder, each of these sessions is archived on the SWAC.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Great questions, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Next question goes to Perry Daniels.
Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Pat. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Hey, Coach, everything's going to have to be working when you take on these Jackson State Tigers. They've bullied other SWAC opponents up front, and they've got playmakers on the edges. Your thoughts regarding that on this team?
Well, I mean, I think that's what they've been known for, right? You know, they've been extremely skilled on the edges, and that have you know, when we looked at their football team, we thought offensively and defensive line wise, you know, they're similar to teams that they've had in the past, right? You know, the names have changed a little bit, but you know, they're still extremely skilled on those positions, right? So, you know, I think we're in that same boat. You know, I like our chances with our receivers. I like that we have that veteran offensive line that you know, that's what they're built for this type of setting. You know, the veterans that we have on this football team, that's what we're built for this type of setting. But you know, when I look at this football game and when I look to the end of it, you know, I was telling our football team last night, you know, it's gonna be 1A and 1B. 1A is gonna be what team leads in rushing, and then 1B was gonna be the team that determined the turnover margin. So those are the two things that I'm gonna be looking for. If we do a good job turnover margin wise and do a good job of rushing for more yards than they do, you know, I think we're in a really, really good spot. But if we don't, right, you know, again, we have a crucial turnover or we're not able to run the football and keep that offense off the field, you know, it could be a long afternoon for us.
To these high schools and get some really good talent, high school football players, some guys that's making impacts for us now on the football field. So it's just about need. You know, it's about need. If we need an immediate impact guy, you know, sometimes we can go in that portal and find that. But then, you know, I have no problem going out and get these high school, these freshmen football players, because you can see now like Travis Terrell can come in and, you know, play immediately for you.
Has there been any kind of, in your mind, you know, devaluing of high school recruits because you have so many guys who are able to move so freely, who are experienced and come in kind of ready to play right now? I mean, you know, has that devalued at all the high school recruit?
I don't think so. I mean, they're still playing good football in high school. You know, they're still playing good football in these high schools. I think the thing is now with the...
But it has devalued the recruitment of the high school kids, because I've had coaches tell me that their administration tells them they can't recruit with so many out of high school, and that the colleges themselves want the kids from the transfer portal. And I asked why. And they said because, one, they've already been to college, so they're kind of a little bit more mature. They don't have to worry about some of the social issues. But, you know, it's making it hard for the high school kids to get in.
It does. It does. It does. And on that point, Coach, I mean, they're more experienced, not just the social aspect and being, they're more experienced. They're some of them are men, grown men. And when you're 18, you're still developing. So,
but see, Rick, I understand that from a coach's viewpoint, but why would the administration get involved with that part of it? You know,
cha-ching, football, cha-ching, basketball, cha-ching, money, they winning, and you know, winning in sports, that brings more exposure, which brings more people interested in your school, which brings more the attendance up, which brings more cash.
But that just still seems to me to be a coach's decision and not administrative decision.
Should be, but
these high schoolers you get now on your campus, they want to play early. You know, the way the landscape is laid out now, you know, if they don't play early, they sometimes want to leave, you know, and you go where they can play. But that's kind of what you're dealing with. But there's still some great high school football being played. That's why this year, you know, we probably hit on about 6 or 7 really good high school O-linemen that really hadn't touched the football field for us this year, but it's going to be really solid for us next year, as well as some other players at the skill position. So I think it's all about what you need as a program.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem.
Next question goes to Ty Miller.
Hey, Coach Carson, good morning to you.
Hey, how you doing?
Coach, this concerns the matchup with Grambling. In taking on a team, a foe that you know well
on offense and get what you...
Yes, I have a follow-up if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
In watching and what you've seen of the Tigers so far, Coach, what are your main concerns about Mickey Joseph's team?
And they've got playmakers on the edges. Your thoughts regarding that on this team?
Well, I mean, I think that's what they've been known for, right? You know, they've been extremely skilled on the edges, and that have you know, when we looked at their football team, we thought offensively and defensive line wise, you know, they're similar to teams that they've had in the past, right? You know, the names have changed a little bit, but you know, they're still extremely skilled on those positions, right? So, I think we're in that same boat. I like our chances with our receivers. I like that we have that veteran offensive line that that's what they're built for this type of setting. The veterans that we have on this football team, that's what we're built for this type of setting. But when I look at this football game and when I look to the end of it, I was telling our football team last night, it's going to be 1A and 1B. 1A is going to be what team leads in rushing, and then 1B was going to be the team that determined the turnover margin. So those are the two things that I'm going to be looking for. If we do a good job turnover margin wise and do a good job of rushing for more yards than they do, I think we're in a really, really good spot. But if we don't, right, again, we have a crucial turnover or we're not able to run the football and keep that offense off the field, it could be a long afternoon for us.
Lewis, on your roster, any chance that we may see McCoy?
Extending chance.
This is a pivotal matchup against two of the top teams in the SWAC. Most people say that this is the de facto SWAC championship, but we know there's more football to be played. How are you preparing your team to go into this game, especially coming into the vet this Saturday?
Well, we'll prepare. I'll go from the end of your question to the beginning. We're going to prepare, and we'll use our usual fan music and crowd noise to get ourselves ready. Obviously expecting a packed out stadium. Obviously, when you have to go on the road, there's two things you got to make sure that you take care of. You got to take care of the football, and you got to be able to stop the run. So, those are two things that we've been discussing all year, not just this week.
And see, they made a comment. They made a comment about how they bully you, and see what. We FAMU football. We don't get intimidated. We intimidate.
You could tell the home, quote unquote, home reporters there. Just some of the comments. You're going into the vet. What's the vet? I'm not from there. What is the vet? Oh, you mean Veterans Memorial? Oh, okay, I got that. Cozy though. And the guy said about the struggles against run. He said, you guys have struggled against the run. No, he was talking to TC, Coach TC. They struggled against the run, but yet they're the two best defenses. What? Y'all are confusing me as and I hate doing this to my reporters, but come on, man. You can't say a team is struggling against the run and then is one of the best defenses. It doesn't mesh there. But Coach Cozy sounds real confident. This is the most confident I've heard him this season. It's almost like he knows something that we don't know. And I like that. That makes me feel better as a fan going into this game. Concerns me about the run defense. FAMU has struggled all year against the run, from Norfolk State on. Even the homecoming crew had a good running game, rushing attack against us. But the turnovers, that will be the key defensively. Making them put the ball on the ground. I like our game.
I have to give you some words there. Less money to spend on the player. Most have more than their share of schooling done. Sports Diva agreed with him. And then they got that, Chiquita and her Chiefs, Sports Diva and her Saints. So one of the things that we typically do when we open the show up is we always go to your favorite person.
Hello, my name is Kingston Kimbrough, your inside student correspondent here at James Francis High School. This is our weekly sports highlights. Our Lady volleyball team will have their district tournament game, and our Lady golf team has a tournament on Tuesday. Both our Raider bowling team and swim team both have senior nights, and our Raider fall baseball team will be facing Gaston County on Wednesday. Both our Lady Raiders and Raider golf team have tournaments on Thursday, and Friday we'll be back here at the Dead Sea for our Raider senior night against JP2. Once again, I'm Kingston Kimbrough, and as always, One Nation, Raider Nation.
The Dead Sea, baby.
Kingston got that thing down, boy, with the background and everything. Then he surprised me, and I got something that he did because last week was homecoming.
Hello, my name is Kingston Kimbrough, your inside student correspondent here at James Ricketts High School, and I'm with
Tatum, Nyana.
And tell me, what were some of your favorite moments of being a cheerleader?
My favorite moments would include just having fun at the football games and just being able to excite the crowd and just have a good time. My favorite moments would just be all the cheerleaders getting together as one, just having a fun time and everything.
Okay. And what are some advice you can give to others who would like to partake in cheerleading?
Just have a positive mindset, go into it thinking you're going to be a good cheerleader and just have fun. Remember to have fun. Always be respectful, have fun at the end of the day because it's your last year, so yeah.
Thank you. Inside student correspondent here at James Ricketts High School, and I'm with
Lynn Frazier Jones, graduate of Ricketts 1976.
Ms. Frazier Jones, what were some of your favorite moments at Ricketts?
Some of my favorite moments, I'm a computer nerd. I was the first female in the computer club. I played softball, I ran track, and I played basketball.
Jordan Bugg, born August 11, 2006, is an American professional soccer player who plays as a defender for the Seattle Reign FC of the National Women's Summer League. And she played. Yes, that's my guy.
I like that. I mean, no direction. No direction. You don't tell him what to do you, Coach?
Oh.
I love it. I mean, the cheerleaders, an alum of the school, that, oh my, whoo.
And Rick, I messed up his closing. At the closing, he had all the cheerleaders behind him. And then he said, this is Kingston Kimbrough, and what we remember. And then all of them said together, One Nation, Raider Nation, all the cheerleaders. And I was just kind of blown away. I said, man, he's not great.
He's going to be something else.
Yeah.
Hey, Kay, look, let's see. 9th grade, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20. If I'm still alive, man, I want to work for you in 20 years, man. Just look out for an old reporter. I'll be there. Look for me, because you're going places, man. You're going places.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I appreciate the commentary we get from people who recognize what we try to do with some of the youth and giving them opportunities and getting them on. And I asked my grandson, I said, man, when you gonna be back with us on a regular basis? He said, well, when I get my grades up, I'll be back. I said, okay, well.
Okay.
I said, well.
That's right. Priorities.
I said, I'm understanding you right there. You going to get your grades up. You'll have a spot. Now, this Friday we'll be at JP2. Actually, JP2 will be in the at Ricketts, and he'll be my spotter. He did a good job on that. But that's my boy. We're just training him, but he got ways to go to catch Mr. Kimbrough, because Mr. Kimbrough be on it here.
Oh boy.
9th grade, yeah. 9th grade. So you have to be proud of that. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach from Inside Sports. Boy, y'all know I love me some barbecue. I found the bestest barbecue sauce. It's online at BBQ Jank, BBQ JANK, the Jank. Boy, I'm messing around with that stuff. I no longer have to mess around trying to make my own. I'll put that in a pot, put it on my meat. I'll claim it, but it's from the Jank, the official barbecue sauce of Inside Sports. You better order some for your next tailgate early.
Choosing what college to attend for an athlete is one of the first major decisions a high school student can make. What school can I grow as a person and athlete? Which school has the major I'm interested in? What's the best school to join well, you get the point. But with the transfer portal, If at first you don't find what you're looking for, try again.
I know that wasn't the end of it. Something happened to us there, Rick.
Hey, that was
quick.
okay. But no,
Choosing what college to attend for an athlete is one of the first major decisions a high school student can make. What school can I grow as a person and athlete? Which school has the major I'm interested in? What's the best school to join a? Well, you get the point. But with the transfer portal, if at first you don't find what you're looking for, try again and again and again, as long as you have eligibility. With that, let's answer some transfer portal questions. When can you transfer? There are currently 2 transfer windows that must be adhered to. It is usually 30 days after the end of the regular season and a second window following spring practice, which is usually 15 days. The dates for the upcoming transfer windows are scheduled for December 9th through January 7th, 2025, and April 16th through 30th, 2025. This may change if the NCAA decides to add a third window. A student athlete doesn't have to make a decision on the school by the time the window closes. They just have to have the name in the portal. How many times can a student athlete transfer? A student athlete may transfer as many times as they are academically eligible.
more changes come down from the NCAA. The National Letter of Intent, a staple at signing days for decades, is gone. That's right. Since 1964, student athletes signed these national letters of intent to lock their choice of a college to attend. In exchange, the college would offer a scholarship for one academic year. Now it's gone. But don't fret. Instead of a letter of intent, the student athletes will now get written offers of athletic aid, which is part scholarship, part financial aid. So basically, nothing changes. Schools offer athletic aid. Once a student athlete signs it, no other school can contact them. This change goes into effect immediately and starts with the 2025 class. It also aligns with the new revenue sharing between the schools and their athletes. Because of the House versus NCAA decision beginning with the 2025-2026 academic season, schools will be able to share up to 22 million yearly with their student athletes. So it's more of an evolution than a flat out goodbye for the National Letter of Intent. Instead of signing day, it will just likely be known as National Hat Selection Day. But that wasn't the only news coming from the NCAA. The Division One Council has now shortened the transfer windows in football and men's and women's basketball from 45 days to 30. Moving forward, the notification of transfer windows in basketball will be open for 30 days starting the day after the conclusion of the second round of each NCAA Division One championship. For the 2025 academic year, the window will be open March 24th through April 22nd for men's basketball and March 25th to April 23rd for women's basketball. In both the FCS and FBS, the notification of transfer windows will be a total of 30 days spread over 2 windows. The first window will open the Monday after the FBS Conference Championship weekend for 20 days, and the second window will open in the spring for 10 days. So for the 2025 academic year, the windows will be open December 9th through December 28th and April 16th through the 25th, 2025.
Now we bringing all of this up, Rick, but they changed this stuff so many times. It just really doesn't make sense. It's almost like they do it to justify people having a job.
Yeah, they're doing it that coach as well as their CYA. They try to stay out of they try to stay out of the Congress's eyesight. So yeah, they're and they seem like they're just throwing it together too, just on the whim, just throwing it. It's
And when is it effective? Immediately.
immediately, right now.
Right. So who knows this? I mean, and they always allow parents and student athletes to call the NCAA and ask questions, but you almost have to be on speed dial to be kept up to date with what's really going on and what's changing. I mean, who does this? Who sits around all day? We need to get some more legislation for lacrosse. Yeah, let's have a meeting in the morning. It's going to take us about 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, we need some overtime to get that done. I'm like, what in the world? Let's just keep a job going. Let's just invent some crazy shit and see what happens.
MLB Championship Series is here. The Final Four. Best of 7 for the chance to go to the World Series. We have 2 teams that were supposed to be here. The LA Dodgers in the National League and the New York Yankees in the American League. They are facing off against 2 teams with first-year managers. The New York Mets with Carlos Mendoza and the Cleveland Guardians with Stephen Vogt. Entering tonight, the Mets and Dodgers are tied at 1 game apiece, headed back to New York. The crowd at Citi Field in Queens will be jacked after that stellar pitching performance by Sean Manaea and paced by the grand slam of Mark Vientos in Game 2. This coming off of a Game 1 blowout 9-0 by the LA Dodgers.
Now that's a blowout.
This is shaping up to be one heck of a series.
Sound like a Browns football game.
In the American League, the Yankees have been around the league all season. It hasn't changed in the ALCS as they took care of business at home and have a 2-0 lead. Juan Soto, who won a World Series with my Nats in 2019, got the Yanks going in Game 1 with a solo homer. In Game 2, Aaron Judge hit his first home run of the postseason. If he gets his bat going, oh boy. But Cleveland comes home on Thursday, and the Progressive Field crowd will be hyped. Cleveland hasn't panicked all season, but they cannot afford to go down 3-0. No matter how good they've played, that's a tough hill to climb. A win, however, in this series becomes interesting. There's a lot of baseball yet to be played, so stay tuned.
The land. Y'all can't forget we're the land.
He's getting hyped, y'all. He's getting pumped.
Y'all better know. He's
getting
I
pumped.
can't talk about the Browns, but I can talk about the Guardians and I can talk about the Cavaliers. I won't even say that. Oh boy.
Man.
Sports team I'm y'all. Hashtag all things Cleveland. Always. The land. That's it.
Man, but this series, man, I'm telling you, a win tomorrow night, though, you guys are back in it. And dag, that just sets things up for Friday when things are going to be bananas. You know it's going to be crazy there anyway tomorrow. And if they win, oh my goodness. And that's how Citi Field is going to be tonight for New York. New York's coming off that win. Man, them New Yorkers going to be going nuts up there.
And who's leading the Mets? Lindor.
Lindor.
From
The
Cleveland.
pitching has been great. Oh my goodness. The manager, first year manager, seems to be pushing all the right buttons. Crazy. But I heard something today, Coach. I saw something today, and it was just too late to get in. But they already said the Mets are going to the World Series because they beat the Milwaukee Bucks. And they had this since 1981. The team that has beaten Milwaukee in any time in the playoffs have gone all the way to the World Series. May not have won it, but they've gotten to the World Series. And it was like 9 teams, including my Nats in 2019, which we won, matter of fact. Way to go, Nats. But the beating the Milwaukee Bucks, Milwaukee Brewers, I'm sorry, Milwaukee Brewers, which cracks me up because since when is Milwaukee? What you got to take a path to Milwaukee to get to the World Series? I've never heard that before. What say you, Coach?
All I'm watch is the land. That's all. Watch the land.
The land. Yeah.
That's it, baby. That's it. Now I have to give some credit now locally. Doggone Gaston County, man, they rolled on Florida High this past weekend, 42-11, after beating Lincoln 31-21. Man, Gaston County going to 7-1. They might make a run. You know, their next toughest game will be whoever they get out of Central Florida. And then when the Miami schools come up here for the championship. But Gaston County will show up in numbers, and if they can avoid injuries, they've kind of proven themselves to be. And they're doing it with the Gaston County kids going back to Quincy. That's what they're doing it with. And you can't really argue that. You know, we talk about it on the show. They talk about they recruiting. I say, yeah, they're recruiting their own kids back home. How is that recruiting?
They're going back home.
Right.
Who says you can't go back home? Wrong answer.
Yeah, not in Gaston County. That's not what they're saying. You could always go home. And I'm not mad at them at all. You know, for them to be able to go back and roll like they rolled it, Coach. You have to be proud of them doing that.
Right. Most Coach. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Homeschool and doing what they're doing, Coach. We proud of them and wish them the absolute positive best.
Keep riding.
Exactly. We were supposed to have a special guest today, George McCloud. He said based on the internet capabilities, he said don't hold him to it if he can't show up. But we have some interesting people, as always. Our contacts in basketball are just interesting, and we're gonna have some interviews coming up over here in the next few weeks. Some quality people that's gonna give you some insight from the NBA and pro level, the collegiate level. We always have to get our high school coaches in here and let them tell you, because we got 2 outstanding boys programs, Ricketts and the youth that they have, including a 6'5" point guard, and 7 was a freshman, now a sophomore. Florida High, and Charlie Ward is always voted, and Eli Bryant at Ricketts, the dean of coaching. And then Ricketts girls are traditionally very good. Gobby girls have gotten a lot better. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. You know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. A special shout out to those of you who kind of keep us abreast with potential people to interview that you think our listening audience would love to hear from. And we absolutely appreciate that beyond a shadow of a doubt, allowing us to grow with the people you recommended to that are generally Very, very good. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
special shout out to the King, Kingston Kimbrough. He's getting a pretty good following on social media.
My man.
And the people that follow us because they follow him. And we're just proud of him and what he's doing and following his dream. This is what he wants to do. And the ninth grade, he could be a little special here. So when y'all see him somewhere, you say, yeah, he was on Insights. He started with Insights. We'll be very, very, very proud of him.
Yes. Since we give shout out to this time of year, Coach. College football, NFL, WNBA finals, Major League Baseball playoffs, NHL. Everything is here, baby, except soccer. And they're playing soccer somewhere. So even soccer. I mean, this is the time of the year. Oh my goodness. I mean, we love March Madness. And hands down, that's my favorite time of the year.
Right.
But with everything going on now in October, man, it's a game on every night somewhere. I love it. Love it. Wifey might not love it.
But let me ask you a question. They changed the college football schedule. To the playoffs and all of that. I'm not even going to touch right now the expansion. But did you like it better when the bowl seasons were the bowl seasons, or do you like it better once they alternated the national championship game from bowl to bowl and started playing the 14 playoff? Which one did you prefer?
I like them going to. I mean, the tradition is tradition, but traditions can change. So I like it. I like the championship going to different places. And that
So
was
you like the playoff system. You like the
that was
playoff system.
because I got to travel to different places that I had never been before. Arizona to see a national championship game. Of course, I've been to the Orange Bowl. Uh, First time going to New Orleans, Florida State won the championship against Michael Vick. And so I love going to different places to see different things.
Yeah,
I
but that
think
wasn't a bowl. That was not the playoff system when Florida State beat Vic. That was the bowl system. And
that
see,
was the bowl championship system. Yep.
bowls. I like the Orange Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the traditions from there. And you spent New Year's Eve and New Year's Day watching those bowl games.
You
You
did.
knew those were the games that you were going to watch. There were some lesser bowls that you might watch, but you watched them waiting on those 4 or 5 main bowls to come on. And who was playing in them? Everybody has a bowl now. We ought to have an Insights Bowl somewhere.
Oh, we can. we can. And truth be told, we will. But you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, I was just curious what your thought on that was, because I kind of miss those games. I mean, those traditional games.
That was one of the things that people were worried about, that the games would lose credibility almost, because if it wasn't the big national championship game, who really cared? I think they did a great job in implementing those Super Six or New Year's Eve, New Year's Day bowl games into the playoffs to make them still have some kind of significance that they used to back in the day.
And everybody was wondering where your favorite school was going. They were politicking, trying to get to different bowls, and because your school drew well, they were interested in having you there, and your school would not want to go such and such a place because they've been there 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
I just kind of like that. I mean, it made it easier for you to look at the TV and say, okay, on Friday this plays on Sunday. Oh, okay. But now, I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. They're trying to make it like March Madness, and I don't think they'll be able to do it. I mean, And now that they keep expanding the number of teams, and now they're talking about expanding again. I mean, they're trying to follow the model for basketball, and that's not going to work. The model's not going to work for football.
And it's tougher on the players too. I mean, football is a physical sport, and there was one time we only had 12 games with the bowl game. It was just 12 games, period. Now you have up to 15 games. Some teams have up to 15 games. That's 15 weeks. And yeah, that may be preparing them for the NFL, but that's a lot of wear and tear early on a young man's body.
And speaking of that, they talking about, they have another year, now a year and a half, and they're going to expand the NFL to another week. And they already don't play anybody during the exhibition season. I know the Browns, their starters played none. And shoot, the season started and they still hadn't played none. So I mean,
ooh,
you heard it here. They have strategically holding Nick Chubb to come back for the first home game in 3 weeks, 1-5, because all the fans love Nick Chubb. But the question is, how bad will it be? How bad will it be when Deshaun Watson comes on that field? That's the question. Now, leave it to Dr. Miller. She says, please share your thoughts on these late night games. K-State has played in 2 games after 9 o'clock. Watching football until midnight is not fun. Playing for the TV times, too much. And see, K-State, because they had Colorado, which ended up, I had to see the game on tape delay, ended up being a heck of a game. But because the game was so late, nobody from Central America over to the East Coast saw the game because the game was so late. And those West Coast the only thing I'd even talked about when you go to watch the NFL games and you're on the road, you want to see your team, you go to the sports bar. Well, if you're on the West Coast, those 1 o'clock games are now 9 o'clock in the morning. So you're not eating fried chicken and tenders and all that. You having grits, eggs, chicken, and waffles, because it's 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning. But conversely, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you done. You got the rest of the day. But I don't like those. I'm with you, Chiquita. I don't like those late games. And that's just really late. That's almost, that's midnight. What you think, Rick?
And see, I was traveling for this game. I missed the entire game because I was on the road, which I would have changed for anything. But I'm a night person. And being a sports writer, most of our games are at night. We're writing until 1 o'clock in the morning anyway, so we're up. And I still have that mentality. I am up to 2. If I'm in bed before 2 o'clock at any day of the week, it's a miracle, or I'm sick. One of the two. So I don't mind the late games. Matter of fact, I love them usually because it's something else for me to do. So that's me. I love them.
See, so Dr. Miller, Rick, he doesn't have a problem with that. I know I do. I don't like those. I really don't knock that late. Now I have watched them, but it's been an effort to be able to stay up that late.
Hey, it kicks my butt in the morning though. When you got to be up for work early in the morning, it kicks my butt. But hey.
And shout out Dr. Miller to K-State. They rolling pretty good. Oh.
Rick is special. You already know, Doc. You already know.
Oh, I knew she had been too long without saying something. She had to fire that shot off at you, boy. Though. And I'm surprised that Sports Diva let that go too and didn't follow it up with something.
Yeah, I'm waiting on it. I'm just waiting. See, I have to pull like the Matrix on these people throwing shots on a brother.
Oh, Chiquita,
Matrix.
special shout out to K-State. I mean, They rolling pretty good. Is this gonna be your year, Chiquita? Is this gonna be your year? Y'all might mess around and get in the playoffs in one of those spots. You know, they got that conference is pretty tough now. It's a competitive conference, and that's the other thing. They've changed the conference alignment so much, so it's really hard to figure out who's in what conference, and the conference rivalries that exist now have been changed so much. But it leaves some pretty good football. You have a good game every week. You might not have them all 4 times, but you'll have 1 or 2 good games between 12 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So and there'll be conference games now. But the conference games lose their significance because, you couldn't afford to lose one. I mean, you might lose one, but that's it, but now that's it. Yes.
Oh yeah, you could lose 2 now, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lose 2 in the conference, in a major conference, hands down, and still be right there on the edge, depending on when you lost. Now it's 3 losses. If you lose more than 2, that's when you start thinking about, I wonder if I can go to the Biden Bowl, or can I go to the Roto-Rooter Bowl or something?
Right.
Some nonsense.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Sports Diva, you were trying to be nice, but okay, he is very special.
I tell you, I got to pull out my matrix on y'all. Dodging bullets.
Say dodging them, huh?
Yeah.
Dodging.
I appreciate it, Coach, and of course, I always thank the Insights for covering high school sports. You all kind of open that door for high school sports to be viewed by those on the outside. And I know football is doing more now. I mean, I think one of the stations are doing high school football, but you guys are the ones that kind of help open that door for high school basketball to be shown. I know you've been doing it for some time, but we appreciate your support.
All right. Hey guys, this is Coach Citron, the new head volleyball coach over at Leon. Just wanted to tell you guys, go on, make sure you follow Insights. They are top notch, exactly who you should follow for all your sporting needs. Thanks, guys.
All right, how you doing? I'm Coach Lewis from Ricketts High School, born and raised in South City, from Tallahassee. I want y'all to make sure you view this Insight stuff, man, and make sure you dialed in, because they're gonna broadcast Ricketts High School to the fullest. My guy Mickey Clayton and his staff gonna do a great job, and make sure you.
Yeah. And we appreciate it.
And now, it's about that time.
Pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we go, Roger.
With the coach, Mickey Clayton on Insights. 2 eyes in the middle. INSIIGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
JP2 and Ricketts this Friday. Big Ben. We have to specify that to you now. Big Ben game. What's going on down there in your neck of the woods?
Tenor Rock, because of the hurricane, Tenor Rock plays tomorrow against ACA in Winter Haven, I think. Yeah, that game's at Dennison Stadium. Fortunately, we will not be there, but we don't think we're going to be there. We're trying to pull some strings, but I'll let y'all know early tomorrow. Follow me at Rick Brown 91 on Twitter. I'll let you know if I'm there or not, and for the replay of that game. But the hurricane season, this has been a crazy season for Tittle Rock. From not having a home field to the Hurricanes disrupting games where they play this week and not until 2 weeks later. It's crazy. But hey, they're dealing with the hand that they're being dealt. And we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there. We're following you. We haven't forgotten you. We'll be there.
Same thing in Big Bend. There were a lot of games played Monday, and teams played Monday and turn around and have to play Friday. In fact, JP2 just played North Florida Christian on Monday. Oh, and I need to give you a shout out. You know, Ellie Centron, the coach from Leon, she's following you.
Hey, thanks, Coach Central.
You know, I like that when you have somebody on and they turn around and follow you. Oh Lord, that coach drinking out of red cup. I should have read that. Read that
Pulling up to the dark side.
Chiquita, it's a tough conference. The Big 12 is really competitive. I forgot about y'all lost to BYU early, and that was a game y'all shouldn't have lost. I mean, like you said, that will come back to haunt you. Man, I appreciate, boy, we get Chiquita on, and we get Sports Diva on. We get a lot of commentary from them. Credell, he's come back to life since the Steelers are winning. He comes back to life. He goes into that cocoon once they start losing. But as soon as the Browns start trading people, he was talking about the fire sale is on. Who else y'all gonna trade? You know, if y'all gonna trade Myles Garrett, we'll take him. I said, well, he said, we talk about, I hear they gonna trade him to Detroit. I said, yeah, for 2 number ones. He said, we'll give you 2 number ones. We take Myles. Said, no, we wouldn't trade Myles Garrett to Pittsburgh to put him with TJ Watts. No, that's a dynasty right there. Next 6 or 7 years. There's no way they'd be able to block them 2 together. You run a 3-man line and put the rest of them in coverage and blitz and double team people. It'd be ugly. So
yeah, who's going to be their quarterback though? That's the issue. I mean, are they sticking with Fields, or is Russell going to come off the bench?
They love Fields. You know, he's winning games for them, and he's playing better than he has. And all they want him to do is Pittsburgh just keep him in the game, and they'll keep working with him and get him to where they want him to be. Unfortunately, you know, and he's an Ohio State kid, so you know we've been watching him play for a while. So he's an Ohio State kid. Everybody, we appreciate y'all being with us. Stay healthy. Follow your teams, especially your high school teams. Get on board, follow them, support them. You know, our thing is always support these young people that are doing well, and they could be doing a whole lot worse than playing sports. The Sports Diva say it won't be Russell Wilson. We know that to be true. But we appreciate y'all being with us, and this is Mick and Rick. We appreciate y'all for being with us always. Continue to be with us. You know, we love y'all. We appreciate the support. We couldn't do what we do without you. And that's 100% facts there. That's 100% facts.
Straight no chase.
Coach. Yes, sir.
You said it all, bro. You said it all.
See, I appreciate you, man, as always. As always. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about our time for us to go. We appreciate y'all very much. We appreciate y'all. Let's say, Rick.
Bye, 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 bye.
Oh, yeah. Your attention, please. Stay up to date with the latest from Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle, INSIIGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.
All right, Rattlers. Let's do it, Rattlers. Let's do it.
Hey, go up to Jackson. Man, and handle your business. Keep
Handle
on
business.
doing what you
Go.
do.
Let's